Welcome to the artificial intelligence based code debugging app. This app is daily used in our organization, and you will see that it is pretty versatile, and it can debug codes which are written in different programming language like Python, R, Rust, Java, HTML, and so on, SQL. The prompt which is given in the code is very simple. We are not assigning some role and etc. Otherwise, earlier when ChatGPT was there, some prompt engineering said that you have to assign a role, that you are expert Python developer or you are expert uh, Java developer or expert Rust developer, and then you have to provide the context and that. But you will see that such a simple prompt explain the error in the code without fixing it, and then later on fix the code prompt, fix this code, respond only with the fixed code. So just two simple prompts, and you will see that irrespective of the language in which the code is written, the app gives corrected code. Not only that, it also gives the explanation of the error in a nice user-friendly interface. Also, if you see the model, then it is GPT 3.5 Turbo Instruct. So, as far as recent developed models are concerned, they are far more advanced than this. But this has advantage that its API cost is now very less. So we prefer to use this code debugger. Let me show you its demo. So Python app.py, and on port 5000 on my local host, this is now developed. Now I have already collected some wrong codes for each programming language. So this is Python code with error. So I am pasting it. I have written what is the error also, so that it is just a check that this number here should be numbers, because it is creating ambiguity. Here there is numbers, then here there is numbers, here also there is numbers, but here there is number, so that should be number. So initially we start with very simple uh, errors, then we will take more complex code also, and we will test the limit of this app. I have removed that comment, because suppose as such comments are ignored completely, but still, suppose we want to ensure that the model which is running at the back end should not get any hint, and then I just write code fix. I press that button, and you will see that here that everywhere now it is numbers and numbers. So it has been corrected, and here the explanation of the error is also given. The function is trying to access the length of variable called number instead of numbers. To fix this, the function should use numbers instead of number when finding the length. Very simple error. Okay, let us take another in R language. So this time, this is the code which is in R language. Here, missing closing parenthesis. Okay, that is the error. Let me, this closing parenthesis has been added. The error in this code is missing parenthesis on line 2 of function definition, which causes a syntax error because the code cannot compile without matching parenthesis. Okay, so for R, same app is working. Now HTML. So HTML here the error is this missing alt attribute in the image tag. So it is finding even relatively uh, what you can say a little bit fine errors also. Although maybe this alt attribute I have no not very deep knowledge of HTML, but I think alt attribute is perhaps optional, but still it finds it. Yes, and it adds an alt attribute named image. Thereafter, of course, you can add any information about the image, but the code is missing the chosen closing tag for the image element, which will result in the image not being displayed properly. So now this is correct. So HTML also is working. Now this is JavaScript. Okay, this is that code fixing, and you can see. Okay, I will paste it again. Just C is a number not defined, so it should be B. Okay, that was the error. Here it is written A and B to function. To the function takes two arguments, and in the code it is written A plus C. Okay, so it immediately corrects it, and here function is attempting to add number C to the variable A, but that C is not defined. So correct variable should be B, so it has corrected it. Then Rust code, error is missing semicolon. I am deleting that error and again code fix, and it has added that semicolon here. Here, okay, the semicolon is missing at print length statement. Then Java code, error is again missing semicolon. Now, when one has to handle multiple programming languages, and particularly if there is a full stack data scientist, then he has to maybe develop in Python, but for handling big data, etc., maybe Spark SQL is required. Then sometimes client may insist that I don't want to develop my code in Python, but I want to develop in R only, or something like that. Then knowing about all different programming languages, some require semicolon, some don't require semicolon, may become difficult. So here let us see if it fixes that Java code or not. And it has fixed, it has added a semicolon. Okay. So the error is that method is add method is missing a semicolon. Okay. Now then SQL query, error is that column name should be last name and not last name. So E is error. So it has corrected it last name. Okay, and here it has given the explanation also. Now these were very simple examples. So now let us take one stage 2 example. Maybe Python. Error is that parenthesis misplaced. Now this is a logical error, because if you want to find median, then ideally this 2 should be outside parenthesis. So that means these two numbers must be added first, and that whole addition should be divided by 2. Let us see if it detects that or not. because previous one were all syntax errors, and it has detected, you can see that it has put only the numbers inside parentheses, the sum of two numbers, while the division by 2 is now out of parentheses, and it has explained also very nicely. Okay, then similarly slightly difficult code with R. In Python, it was calculating median. In R, it is calculating mode. I have deleted the error message. I don't want to give any hint to my underlying model. And you can see this is corrected. Okay. The code is trying to calculate the mode, but the function is not taking into account the possibility of tied mode. Now, this is a logical error. It is not some simple syntax error that some parenthesis is missing or a semicolon is missing. So it is now handling that thing also. Let us take a slightly more complex HTML code snippet. Error is also mentioned that sold should be solid. Now here it is just what you call mm, just a spelling mistake. But at the end of the day, when you are totally tired and there is a large, long HTML file from which you have to find such a spelling mistakes, then it is a tedious business, and it does not give any growth also. For an experienced HTML coder, just finding that here sold should be solid does not give any intellectual growth. It's labor work. So you can see that it has fixed that, and SOLD sold black was there. It has created solid black. Sold is spelled incorrectly as a sold instead of solid in the CSS property. Okay. Then JavaScript, slightly difficult code. Here it is writing this score should be scores, because this is scores written here. Here it is written score, here also score, here also score. Here it is scores dot reduce. So let us see if it correctly catches it and corrects or not. And it has corrected. You can see that it has corrected here at this line. Okay, so that is one another example. Then Rust code. Error is written that needs type annotation should be not only this dot sum, but it should be dot sum I32. Rust is preferred by many advanced programmers for their uh, for its performance advantage compared to maybe Python. But if I don't know Rust and I don't want to learn also a new programming language, and I don't want to upgrade my entire code base from Python to Rust, but at the same time, I don't want to lose a client who insists that develop my solution in Rust. So this is what it has done. Okay, here I32 that it has added now. Okay, variable numbers has been initialized as immutable variable, but iterate method uses it requires variable to be mutable. In order to fix that, the number variable should be either declared as a mutable variable using mute keyword, or the iter method should be on a mutable reference to the using $mute reference. Now here I am having a little bit doubt, but I think the error which I had was this. So I think Perhaps it is right. This was the error that needs type annotation should be dot sum I32. It has not done that way exactly, dot sum I32, but it has done somewhat similar here. Okay, so I think it looks that it is fine. Okay, then Java code with an error. Now these errors are errors of logic. For example, here array index is out of bound. This is a very common error which occurs because again in some programming language the arrays start from 0. In some programming languages they start from 1. So let us see if it detects it or not. The error is that the loop in the calculate sum has incorrect termination. Instead of using I less than or equal to this, it should be I less than. Yes, it has correctly detected since array indicates 0 to up to the array minus 1. This would result in array out of perfectly detected. Okay. And finally, one SQL query of here the error is group by clause is incorrect and not applicable. Okay. Now let us see if it solves it or not. Yeah, group by should always precede the order by. That we know here it was wrong. And the second thing is that group by is meaningful only if there is some aggregate function like find, mean or maybe sum or something. So it clearly says that group by was placed after order by, so it has corrected it now. Now it is before order by. And second thing is also there should be some aggregate function. Okay, so this simple but extremely powerful code bug fixer is something which we daily use in our firm. And you can see why programmers all over the world are facing a threat from from this AI because many predictors have already said that programming as a job will completely disappear. Now, whether that much will happen or not, that is a matter of debate. I don't want to go into that. But for example, a small programming firm, sorry, small firm, analytics firm like say ours, wants to hire one Python programmer, one R programmer, then for developing front end, he wants to hire one HTML and JavaScript developer, then wants to hire Rust developer. You can imagine what would be the salary budget. But now AI has brought this in within the reach. So maybe for entrepreneurs, this whole AI is a good development. Maybe for those who are seeking job, it is not a good development unless they develop the skill to use AI tools themselves. Okay, so I have created this app just very simple app is there. If we see the code, then this is the code, not much lengthy also. Okay, so you can see that such a simple app is also that powerful. So hopefully this will inspire someone, and at the same time this will scare also someone at the power. This is old model, and for programming based tasks there are better models still. Maybe Claude 3.5 Sonnet, even OpenAI's GPT-4, even GPT-4 has now become redundant, and there are other models. There are GPTs. If you are paying that $20 subscription, then GPTs are now customized for Python development, for R development, for Rust development. So with the $20 per month, which is around maybe around 2,000 rupees per month, you are hiring quite expert level programmers of various programming languages. Isn't that amazing? Thank you.